Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to introduce worthy Premier of Manitoba, Mr. Greg Selinger. Mr. Greg Selinger became Manitoba's 21st Premier on October 19, 2009. He served as Manitoba's Finance Minister from 1999 to 2009, balancing the province's annual budget for 10 consecutive years. As Premier, Mr. Selinger has been active both nationally and internationally. Within Canada's Council for Federation, the association of all Canadian premiers, Mr. Selinger is the co-lead of the Finance and Fiscal Arrangements Working Group, as well as co-lead in developing a Canadian energy strategy. Internationally, Mr. Selinger has led missions to several key markets for Manitoba, including the United States, Brazil, and China. Premier Selinger also participated in World Economic Summit in Tianjin in September 2012, where he joined panels on energy, the rural economy, smart growth, and responsible mining. Greg Selinger has earned a PhD from London School of Economics, a master's degree in public administration from Queen's University, and a Bachelor of Social Work from University of Manitoba. Mr. Selinger worked previously as an associate professor in Faculty of Social Work at the University of Manitoba. In 1989, he was elected as a city councillor in Winnipeg. Mr. Selinger then entered provincial politics and was first elected as a member of Legislative Assembly for St. Boniface in 1999. Now I would request Mr. Selinger to come and address the audience. Thank you.
Well, I just have to say that was a great introduction. Thank you very much. It's more current than most of them that I've seen done, so I'm going to congratulate you on your research. And I want to thank you folks for being out here in the middle of the day to listen to our presentation. And it's a great honor to be here in Ludhiana and of course in the Punjab. It's my first visit to India and my first visit to this region. I'm joined of course by a couple of MLAs, Mohinder Saran, who's the MLA for Maples, and he's a member of your community, and he was the first president that built a gurdwara in Manitoba. So he's had a long experience in the community. I'm also joined by the member of the legislature for Concordia, Matt Weed, who also has a very strong Punjabi community within his constituency. So these folks are here to learn more about your community and to help you learn more about our community because of their vast experience. And at the front table here, we have many members from our community in Manitoba who are also people that originated in the Punjab. They're business people in Manitoba. They're successful members of our community. And if you really want to know the truth, talk to them after. They'll tell you exactly what life's like in Manitoba. And we're going to be visiting their home communities over the next couple of days and learning about the villages they came from and their traditions and how important that contribution is in our province. When you think about our province of Manitoba, we're in the center of the continent. We're about 645,000 square kilometers in territory, double the size of Rajasthan. But we're 1.2 million people. That's about 2 people per square kilometer. When you think about your state of Punjab, it's over 545 people per square kilometer. So you can see the difference in density and intensity of population, which is why you've heard a lot about immigration in our province. About 15% of the people of our province are Aboriginal people. Sometimes they're called Indians. That's because Columbus made a mistake on his way to India, stopped in North America, called the Aboriginal people their Indians, and we've been working that out ever since. But 15% are people of Aboriginal background, and their rights are protected in the Constitution. But what that also means is 85% of the population are immigrants from other parts of the world. So you can see that our future and our past has been intimately linked with immigration from around the world. Europe, Asia, South America, Africa, all the continents of the world have contributed newcomers to our province. And it's a continuing part of our future success as well, which is why you've heard about our priority on future immigration to the province of Manitoba, and why we, as a province in a federal state like you, India is the largest functioning democracy in the world, and it's a federal state. You have a first minister, we have premiers. We have moved very aggressively into the into the territory of immigration because it's a joint responsibility or a shared jurisdiction under the Constitution. And what we think the state level or provincial level governments do best is settlement services, because we are closer to the schools, the communities, the hospitals, the labor markets, and the jobs. So we think there's no better level of government to help with settlement services than the provincial government. And we've pioneered those types of services in Manitoba. And you saw the evidence up there on the charts about the number of people that have come and have stayed, well over 80%, and how they've been able to get jobs in areas of their expertise within 3 months and be homeowners within 5 years. So it's that partnership between the community and the state level of government which has helped our program be so successful. But as people have come to our province, and I've noticed that in my short stay here, you have a tremendous tradition of entrepreneurship in your region. And that tradition of entrepreneurship has come to our province. And the folks that live in our province from the Punjab are successful entrepreneurs. Very quickly after coming there, they've become owners of their own businesses and employers of people inside the province of Manitoba. And that spirit of entrepreneurship is one of the driving forces for our growing economy. And we need more of that entrepreneurial spirit in our province, and we want to continue to foster that attitude. You've also heard about education, how important education is, and I know the world will be lifted by education as we go forward. In a global economy, prosperity has a chance of reaching all the population of the world if we educate our citizens in the world. This morning we were at the opening of a library that we've partnered on with one of your villages here, the Metha Gurji Library. And we saw that that library was focused in particular on educating young women and girls and giving them a place where they could safely and comfortably learn about all the opportunities that are available, including the opportunities that are available through the new technologies, such as the internet. And that is a big priority in our province as well, education, universal education. We used to require that people stay in school till 16. We've recently changed that and now require young people to stay in school till the age of 18. And that is an attempt to give a mission to our schools to look at education as a long-term commitment and leave nobody behind, regardless of where they're at in that educational journey. So education is very important to us. And we actually have a company of entrepreneurs from your region that are setting up a Manitoba school in the Punjab region. A Manitoba school using our curriculum and some of the experiences of our teachers to bring educational opportunities to your region with investment from people in your business community. So we see lots of potential for doing more things like that in the future. You heard earlier as well about some of the areas of economic opportunity in our province. Food security is one of them. And everywhere I travel in the world, people are very interested in food security. They want to reduce the amount of products that they grow from being wasted or spoiled. There's a huge efficiency gains if you can reduce the amount of food that you grow that gets spoiled before it gets onto the plate or the fork of people that want to and benefit from that. We are a world expert on food security in Manitoba. And one of our leading experts, our vice president at the University of Manitoba, is an academic who specializes in food security systems. He grew up in India and has become a leading world expert on that through the University of Manitoba. And the other thing I've noticed is you consider yourselves the breadbasket or one of the great providers of food to your own country. You have 2% of the population, and I think it's only about 2% of the land mass as well. And yet you, I heard this morning, you provide up to 50% of the food for all the people in India. That's a tremendous accomplishment. We in the West consider ourselves the breadbasket of the world in terms of wheat. It's not actually the case anymore. Wheat is being grown all around the world, but we have always put a big value on growing good quality food. And our continuing commitment is to add value to what we grow, to add value through a food development center, through a nutraceuticals research center. So we have one of the best clusters in the world on how to take what we grow and add value to it, to make it healthy food, to make it safe food, to make it food that can be exported around the world. And this is an obvious area of potential collaboration with your part of the world, the Punjab region and state, because you are also experts in agriculture. And you had the opportunity opportunity to add further value to what you grow in this region through how you process it and add value to it. And we can talk about those opportunities as well. When I met your president or your chairperson today, Mr. Singal, he indicated he was in the manufacturing business, both in bicycles and in small tools, but mostly into South America. Well, you cannot come to Canada without finding every Canadian citizen thinks that they can repair their homes. They're handy people, they're handy persons. They believe they are anyway. It may not actually be true. In my case, I think I'm a handy person. I'm not necessarily that good at it. Otherwise, I would be doing that instead of being in politics. But the reality is that the kinds of products you produce here have markets in North America. There's a tremendous desire in North America for home ownership, and everybody that owns a home wants to be able to add value to that home by being able to repair it and fix it up. And the key to that is skills and tools. And so you have opportunities in that regard as well. So with these are things, and we are experts on building technologies. Building at the institutional level, whether it's green buildings, the LEED process that you've heard about around the world, how to design a building in collaboration with the people that we use the building to minimize the energy consumed in that building and maximize the opportunities of that building to shrink its carbon footprint and its energy footprint, reduce its overhead costs, and provide a long-term facility that will benefit the people using it. This is an area of expertise in ours in Manitoba. And that area of expertise we are exporting around the world, and this is something we can collaborate on. We put a lot of effort into having good quality architecture, good quality building design with energy efficient use. And that's another sector of ours. 98% of our energy in the province of Manitoba is hydroelectric energy. 98%. And we are building dams, but we also want to be a leader in energy efficiency, what we call demand management, using energy in the most efficient way possible in all the facilities, not only for climate change reasons, but simply for good economic reasons. As you all know, the more efficient you are in the use of your energy, the more you reduce your overhead costs as a business. But it also has big climate change advantages as well. And so there's things there that we do that we can share. One of them is geothermal energy, the use of heat pumps. I notice a lot of your buildings here are not necessarily heated, even on a cool day. Well, geothermal can be used to get 300% efficiency in energy use. The input of electricity can generate 3 times its value in cooling or heating. And that is a long-established and proven technology that we have 40% of the geothermal installations in Canada are in our province, which is 4% of the population. So you can see that we're a leader in that. It creates a lot of jobs for small business, a lot of manufacturing opportunities, and putting the geothermal systems together. So that's an area I think that there may be great interest for in your part of the world, where you are so good at manufacturing already and so good at coming up with ways of manufacturing products that can be used by people. And let's not kid ourselves, the ability to heat and cool our homes is an issue that will always be there, and we'll need the most efficient way to do that. Aerospace is another sector of ours. We're very strong in the aerospace sector, and that there are many manufacturing opportunities there as well. We have an advanced composite center. We're moving into the use of carbon fibers. We're moving into the use of how we use the waste from agriculture, whether it's flax or wheat, how we can use the waste to create other products. And I notice in this region of the world, you're great recyclers already. You're maybe some of the best recyclers in the world. We look at how to take the waste from our agricultural products and turn it into other things, whether it's composite fiberboard, whether it's desks and furniture, whether it's fabrics. All of those things can be produced out of the agricultural products that we grow if we have the research and development process and the innovation process to take those ideas to market. And we're doing a lot of that in our province. And you have that, I know you're looking at those ideas as well as here in the life sciences as well. So these are areas that we can collaborate on as we go forward. So really what I want to say to you today is that as you look around the world to find partnerships, and we look around the world to find partnerships, regional connections are going to be the way that communities like yours and communities like ours forge a future path. It used to be that the big capitals of the world, you know, the Londons, the New Yorks, the Parises, the New Delhis perhaps, the Mumbais, used to dominate the global economy. But the fact of the matter is now is that regional economies can have a strong impact on the global economy because they can form strategic partnerships based on their strengths that they can share with each other. And with the new information and communication technologies we have around the world, you can be on Skype or your cell phone or your internet connection talking to somebody around the world without having to leave your home community. And you can have access to the best knowledge and research and development around the world without having to leave your home community. And that is a game changer. You no longer have to be in the big cities to have access to those creative opportunities. You can do that wherever you live. I once had a professor who was from this part of the world, and he says the center of the world is where you live. You can make your place where you live and do business the center of the world, depending on how you reach out and connect with others. So our journey here today, our visit here today, is to show you that you're the center of the world where you live, and we're the center of the world where we live, and we can make connections to do business together, to grow our communities together, to share our education systems together, and to share our citizens as citizens of your country and our country. And many of our citizens spend part of their winter here for some reason. I don't know why they don't like being in Manitoba when it's 20 or 30 below. But I've noticed many of them come over here for the months of January and February. So we have an ongoing flow of citizens from Manitoba that are coming into the Punjab every year, once or twice or 3 times a year. So we have a built-in system of human relationships that we can foster here if we want to do further business together. So we already have a strong platform to do that, and we can build on that as we go forward. So thank you for your attention today, and we look forward to further conversations and further opportunities being developed out of these kinds of interchanges that we have together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salinger. It was simply fantastic. Mr. Salinger, how we more than make up for people coming to India from Manitoba in winters is we sent quite a few of them in summers from here to Manitoba. so we average out. I'm sure many of us have queries, questions for the delegates, so we can utilize the next 10-15 minutes for the same. We have a mic there, Mr. Singla, so he would be roaming. You know, we can just raise our hands in the question.